You're watching Telecom TV from the MEF 16 event in Baltimore. I'm joined now by Chen, who is president of the MEF. Nan, good to see you again.
Same here.
A year ago, we were in Dallas for the Gen 15 event, and at the time, you were really introducing the concept of the third network and third network services. So where are we now? What's happened in these past 12 months? Where are we today?
Great question. I think we made a tremendous progress within the year. Last year, when we lay out the vision of a third network, what that is really the revenue generating services that's for the digital economy and a hyper-connected world, which is agile, assured, and orchestrated. So really focusing on that. But in order to deliver that services, we're focusing on the SDN and NFV and LSO. But of course, other organizations that are developing standards for SDN and NFV, and we're focusing on LSO. We believe that's the final enabler or building block to be able to link everything together, deliver the service end to end. So this is very, very important for us. And in order for us to do that, we leverage the $80 billion carrier Ethernet market, which MEF helped to create it among our industry, both from services as well as equipment perspective. So we're really pleased to do that. And from the Ethernet services, now we're really defining the third network services.
So how do you build on this legacy? You've got this great legacy of carrier Ethernet. We've had carrier Ethernet 2.0, and that's been developed so well with so much industry support. And then what can you apply? What can you learn from that as we move forward and evolve?
When you have a certain way being successful, developing particular technology or services or definition, you always want to follow the same model. So we clearly has been successful in carrier Ethernet. Now we're really moving into the other, what we call third network services, that including IP services. We want to standardize IP services so that service providers can deliver IPVPN services end to end without problem. We also started work on optical services, which is really important. That's a layer 1 services. And in addition, we just started security as a service. And that standardization effort is underway. So we're really looking at third network services, not only from layer 2, but layer 1, layer 3, and beyond.
Now, we're hearing a lot already at this event from service providers who are saying we need to interoperate, we need to be able to offer these services, orchestrated services across domains and networks. Yeah. And we're hearing this term EastWest and trying to standardize this East-West interface. What exactly does that mean, and what are you doing to further and support this? That's
a great question, because the difficulties has been through our industry in terms of interconnect the networks together between different service providers, not on the physical level, but also at the process and business level. And MEF has started the LSO, lifecycle service orchestration. That actually is the most important thing. I think what we're doing is really enable end-to-end services across multiple domains and multiple service providers globally and seamlessly. And what you're talking about, the East and West, is the APIs, which we were able to connect multiple service providers together automatically. So when you order a service from service provider A to service provider B through that standard API, then you will be able to continuously order that service across multiple carriers, deliver the end-to-end services through LSO implementation, which is really important, from our perspective, to deliver that globally.
And we're seeing here at MEF 16 the LSO Hackathon. So we're seeing some really innovative ways of taking the specification work and really trying it out and testing it and stress testing it.
That's right. So I think the old way of delivering standards has always been, smart people come in the room and discuss and try to come up with a solution, more or less in a vacuum. So what we're really trying to do here is really accelerate that process. As you probably have heard today, a lot of people think they, want to have a faster pace in terms of delivering services and delivering standards. And the hackathon, as well as the other reference implementation activities we have done, like OpenCS, Open LSO, MEF.net, and including LSO Hackathon, is really trying to accelerate the process of deliver that development cycle so that you can feed back to the standards development and vice versa. So we really bring the industry together to deliver standards faster and implementation agreement as well as a reference implementation faster. So that's what we're trying to do, really change how we're doing business, if you would.
Because you also place a lot of emphasis on certification, don't you? Is that an aspect of MEF's work that's going to continue and evolve?
Yes, certification, as you look at the MEF history, if you name 1, 2, 3 things, and then a certification, it clearly is a successful factor for the success of MEF and the carrier Ethernet. We have, obviously great jumper like LeBron James, and when he changed teams, that jumper doesn't change. So we really want to use that same skill we actually developed and honed in over at carrier Ethernet now into other third network services, so that including, which I mentioned, the IP services, optical services. In addition to that, we want to certify not only the equipment, services, but also the professionals as well. So we really carry on, in terms of able to deliver that great tradition of MEF in terms of certification.
And what about collaboration with other standards bodies and industry groups?
I think if you remember what I was saying is when you deliver the service for digital economy, it's agile, assured, and orchestrated. It's powered by SDN, NFV, and LSO. I mean, clearly we can't do them all. We really have to align the industry together. That's why MEF has created what we call a Unite program, which is really unite many of the organizations together to develop standards together, information model or interfaces, so that really we can accelerate the adoption of the third network services. In fact, we're announcing today in my keynote, is really the first industry initiative or white paper for the third network services, and collaborated by unprecedented number of industry groups, that including ONF, ONLab, Open Daylight, OPNFV, PM Forum, and OpenO. It's amazing. I don't really remember another white paper on that kind of scale being supported by so many industry organizations, and to be able to lay the foundation, not only just the third network services in terms of definition, in terms of where we're going as industry, but also what is the power of powered by, that is SDN, NV, and LSO. It has a reference information model. I also had the reference architecture, if you would, to really for people to latch on to kind of understand where everything's fit, SDN, NV, and LSO.
So a final question for you. For those companies that aren't part of the MEF, why should others join in the work that you're doing? What is it that the MEF's doing that is so critical?
Well, we're developing brand new services, and it has a significant revenue implication. So much like the carrier Ethernet services, which we created $80 billion market. And we certainly believe the new third network services really enable all the members, equipment vendors, software vendor, service providers alike, and then cloud providers, to be able to really making money of the services that are being delivered. And it is very much needed in terms of the services for the digital economy and hyper-connected world, because the new services really provide that agility, assurance, as well as orchestration, which does not exist today, and in which people are actually needed. So really exciting work here at MEF.
Nan, as usual, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.